Hi again. All right, now I'm going to be telling you about psychiatry. Um, at this point, okay, I'm going to give you a little journey down the psychiatric hospital road and what it's like to be a psychiatric patient. Number one, you start off with developing your mental illness. Number two, it gets really out of hand and you start freaking out and the crap just hits the fan. Number three, you are so bad that they ambulance you to emergency, or you are insightful enough to go see them on your own accord. And number five, I guess, or four, whatever, you're you're accepted, admitted into hospital where you stay, and they'll be observing you to see how you are. They'll want to get to know you and how your illness is bothering you, to find out what you really do have, and to see how well you take to the medication. Now I'm going to talk about mental illness. Mental illness is the brain, just the brain. And the brain is not working right because it's processing chemicals, and the chemicals are screwed up, and these chemicals affect your way you think, and how you process thought is not working properly, and it causes you to freak out in your gut, and that's where it hurts, and that's where you start getting out of control. Doctors observe your behavior um, and your emotional state, how you're feeling in that, and your emotions. So they observe your behavior and your emotions, and you for what you say and stuff, and how you act, and they can decide or figure out pretty much what you have, and that's where the medication comes in. And medication is very much like an insulin for a diabetic. You need your medication basically for how it affects your brain constantly on a constant basis. You are never going to stop taking the medication at this point until you finally go down into remission. Even diabetics can go into remission. So that's the best part. Unless you're really severe in diabetes, and then you're really never going to go into remission. But you could have your medication lowered. Okay, so depending on how you really are and how your illness is, you could be in remission, or you could need a really lower dose of what you got right now for medication. Now, at this point, um, they observe you and stuff, and you're a patient there now. Now, you have to understand that you cannot be so selfish as to think that you're there for yourself and that they're there for you. No, you're on their time. This is their time that they're on. You're on their time too. And the idea is you cooperate with them and you do everything that you're supposed to be doing and actually taking an interest in it to get your health. Okay? If you conflict with them, they're going to think that you're not healthy. And if you're not going to be healthy, you stay longer and they won't let you go. And yes, they want you to go, but they want you to first take your medication, show them how they can help you better by telling them what's going right and what's going wrong and stuff, and it's not working out. I don't feel better this, I don't feel better that. Complain, basically, and they'll do better for you next time around. And yes, they're supposed to pay attention to what you say and cater to your needs for what makes you feel better. But they don't cater to you like, oh, I'd like a big fluffy cushion, please, and oh, I'd like to go out for a smoke right now because I'd really like to have one. No, you're sick. You can't leave the hospital for a cigarette, or else you'd be or else you'd be healthy. Okay? So, no, you cannot have your smoke. You cannot leave and go kiss your girlfriend over across the street. No, you cannot do what you like. You're under hospital care for your brain, and if you think that you're there for yourself, you're wrong. No, they're there for you, but you're on their time, and they're there to help you get better. You're not suddenly okay better and you can do whatever you like. No. And I suggest you do everything that is available to you in that hospital to get your health to the best ability. And this program is actually part for it, but it's an intervention program, this thing that I'm offering, so that you don't really have to stay in the hospital that much longer, and so that you may not even need medication for being in remission alone. But meanwhile, when I say this, I'll tell you this one more time. When it comes to going into remission, that means that you'll have to watch your stress in your environment or in your reality. You'll have to watch your stress in your reality, because if you don't, it will cause your illness to flare up and you'll need to go back on the medication or need more medication. So watch it. Now, finally, when you're stable and you've gotten healthy and you show a point that you can function on your own, they'll let you go. They'll discharge you. But you are now an outpatient. Yes, you are now an outpatient. And that means that you will have to go home and come every so often to an outpatient clinic where they will follow up on you and see how well your medication is doing, and they'll tweak your medication for you after that. And you'll have to constantly go back for repeated visits. And more often than not, you might end up being able to only have to see them once a year. Or even more, maybe. You don't know. And that's how it works. And you never know. They might even just switch your medication to something better than what they had you on before. Okay? These are the things that they'll be doing. And yes, it's like a diabetic that has to constantly go to see his doctor about his diabetes. You'll have to constantly go see a doctor about your mental illness. Your brain illness, really. Brain illness, brain disorder, sick brain, not sick mind. No. Sick brain. Your brain is sick. That's all. Just like your pancreas can get sick. And like a diabetic needs his insulin, you need your medication, your meds. That's all. Now, I seem to be harsh at this point because, yeah, some people don't get it that they're there for their own sake to get healthy, but on the doctor's time. Okay? And some people think they can own the ward, own their bedroom, own what's going on around them. And you know what's going to happen? You're not going to get your help. You're going to get yourself thrown out. And you're lucky they are very, very patient themselves. Okay? And don't be an idiot and, like, smoke marijuana in your bedroom. That's happened to me. I've seen it done. I just can't believe that. Ugh. Meanwhile, pity's on him. Now, the thing is, that's how it works, okay? And all you really have to your availability is the perks. Just think of it as you're in Florida and you're on the beach and you get to enjoy your time there for what it's worth. And this is the time where you basically don't have to be responsible, like, oh, I have to go to school, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that. No. Now it's kind of like no worries, no care time. You don't have any cares whatsoever. They're there to watch over you and keep you in close supervision. You're almost like protected there. And you're just going to sit back and enjoy your time and do what they have to offer you, you know, as part of the treatment. But it's free time. Free room and board, free food. I mean, it's pretty much free. And all you got to do is learn. And that's it. Pretty neat, eh? Yeah. Now, that's all I have to say. And if you learn properly, you won't have to go back. Nobody really likes staying in a hospital, and yeah, the doctors don't want you to stay there either. I mean, they have more people coming in all the time. They like to see you get out so they can help other people, you know? You're not so precious or so special as for them to want you to stay in, just you, and throw away the key or anything. No, that's not what they're about. Okay? And my final point is that sometimes doctors can be dorks themselves, really retarded. And you might find yourself dealing with a dork for a doctor. You can get another one, you know. Don't worry about it. That's it. And I will leave you with that.